Have you ever looked up something on Google and been given an answer by its AI overview? Have you ever noticed that the answer is usually full of lies? Well, I have, and I'm going to be looking at that today. Also, this video will have heavy spoilers for Until Dawn. I decided to go directly to the Google AI Studio website and ask it questions there. I chose to ask it questions about the video game Until Dawn because I'm a huge fan of the game and was also looking for guides in order to get the Platinum trophies for both the PlayStation 4 and 5 versions. It was while looking for these guides that I found the AI overview giving its answers full of completely wrong advice and just incorrect information. Mind you, this was all above all of the other legitimate articles. And this isn't the first time I've been given false information by the AI overview. For example, I searched for the Season 2 cast of Musician Mansion, which is hosted by Jared Dines, and in its answer it lists a bunch of YouTuber musicians that are simply not in the show. Just in the middle of editing this video, and I cannot stress enough how bad this answer is. Out of the 6 people it mentions, only one of them is actually in the show. That is a horrendous statistic for a search engine. And mind you, this was after the show came out. So the show was released and the AI information was like, oh yeah, he's in it, even though clearly not. So after all of this build-up of just being given completely false and obviously wrong information, this was just the straw that broke the camel's back, so let's get into it. I began by asking it simply, who dies first in Until Dawn? It replied with Mike. Okay, so we're not off to a great start because the real answer is Jessica. She can die in Chapter 4 if Mike chooses too many of the slow but safe pathways, or if he fails too many of the quick time events on his way to saving her. Also, Hannah and Beth are technically the first characters to die, but that's in the prologue of the game, so it doesn't really count. Even if you do count it, if you decide to count it or not, it's still not Mike. The answer is Jessica or Hannah and Beth.
It was just a prank, Han.
This is even more painful than it looks.
Okay, so maybe I was a little bit vague with that question, so I decided to be more specific and give it the benefit of the doubt. So I decided to ask it this time, who is the first non-player character to die in Until Dawn? Its answer was, the first non-player character to die is Emily. Her death is unavoidable regardless of player choices. Now this is what I like to call a lie, and I'll explain why it's wrong in 4 ways. Number 1, it states that Emily is a non-player character, which is simply not true because you play as her in at least 3 separate points throughout the game. Number 2, even if she was a non-player character, she's not the first to die. Hannah is.
It was just a prank.
Number 3, we already established that Jessica is the first character to die after the prologue. And number 4, it says her death is completely unavoidable regardless of player choices, which again is completely wrong. You can save every character that you play as, aside from Beth, and in the PlayStation 5 remake of the game, they even added an alternate ending where you can save Josh. So there you go. In this 1-sentence answer from Google's AI, I found 4 incorrect pieces of information, which equals out to 100% of what it said being wrong. And this AI is completely lost when talking about the character of Emily. After that complete mess of an answer, I decided to ask it who voices Emily, and it said Nicole Munoz. Now, I know that Nicole Bloom, the actual voice of Emily, changed her stage name to Nicole Sakura to honor her mother and Japanese heritage. So I thought maybe she had a secret 3rd stage name, but no, Nicole Munoz is someone completely different, and you'll never see this coming, she isn't in Until Dawn. Weirdly enough, the only thing I could find connecting Nicole Munoz to Until Dawn was this one Reddit post asking for a guide to save all of the characters. When somebody asked them what's the point, they replied saying, honestly, I just want to keep Hayden Panettiere, Nicole Munoz alive at least, and get rid of the Psycho. As I mentioned before, this is the only thing I could find linking the 2 together. So does that mean when feeding the AI, all information about Nicole Sakura or Nicole Bloom being the voice of Emily was completely removed, but then this one Reddit post with Nicole Munoz, not even claiming it's Emily, somehow made its way in? I don't understand. Also, good luck to them saving all the characters, because according to Google's AI, Emily cannot be saved no matter what. Oh look, here's a video of her being saved. So in the PlayStation 5 version, Emily's voice actor is credited as Nicole Sakura, whereas in the PlayStation 4 version, she's credited as Nicole Bloom. So I thought maybe its information was running off the PlayStation 4 version, so I decided to ask it, who does Nicole Bloom play? It said that she's just straight up not even in the game, so I thought maybe the AI was just really progressive and didn't want to dead name her. Okay, I get that. So, who does Nicole Sakura play? Nicole Sakura plays Caitlyn in Until Dawn. It was here that I was a little bit confused, so I decided to just politely ask it, who the fuck is Caitlyn? That is not a character in Until Dawn. I don't know about you, but I'm really interested to find out more about this new Caitlyn character. Caitlyn is Josh's younger sister. Wait, okay, so now with the Washington family, we have Josh, we have Hannah and Beth, and now we have Caitlyn. Got it. Well, now I want to know more about Emily, so I decided to ask it who she's dating, and it answered with Mike, which is technically correct because they're dating in the prologue, but she is dating Matt in the rest of the game. Wait, so who's Matt dating? This next answer I will read out to you word for word. Matt is one of the main characters in Until Dawn. He's the somewhat arrogant and initially unlikable older brother of Emily. He has a complex relationship with his sister and romantic interest, Jessica. I repeat, he has a complex relationship with his sister and romantic interest, Jessica. I'm sorry, but why the fuck is Google AI writing incest fanfiction of Until Dawn? Okay, so we really need to just get away from that because it's icky. On a separate day, I decided to ask it again, who does it think Nicole Sakura plays? Because with this AI, it sort of does like random seeds or like random AI, I don't know. If it's like a call center, if you call it, you'll get like a different person, kind of like that with AI, but even more lies. So I decided to ask it, who does it think Nicole Sakura plays? And, oh, okay. It turns out that Nicole Sakura, who was previously credited as Nicole Bloom, does not play a character in Until Dawn. And it even has information about her previously being credited as Nicole Bloom, and it's like, not on this game, she's not. It then lists off the characters and their actors and is correct, until it gets to Emily, where it now claims that she is voiced by Antonella Lantini, although her likeness is based on model Helen Johns. And just for reference, this is what Helen Johns looks like, this is what Emily looks like, this is what Nicole Sakura looks like. There's even video of her being in motion capture and behind the scenes, like, what information is it running on? And by the way, Antonella Lantini, credited as Ella Lantini, voices both Hannah and Beth in Until Dawn, not Emily. The AI likes to be cute and calls these hallucinations, whereas I like to be realistic and call it bullshit. Now, it may seem very nitpicky of me to be asking specific questions and trying to stump the AI, but I'm really not. These are very easy questions to be asking, and Until Dawn is a very popular game. It's not some obscure hidden gem that no one's ever talked about. It's really popular, and it's getting a movie soon. So when I'm throwing at these softball questions like, who voices this character, I expect a consistent and correct answer, rather than, it's this actor. No, wait, no, it's this actor. The character doesn't exist. The sole purpose of a search engine is to be given answers and articles all across the world by people that specialize in the topic that you're asking about. If I'm asking a question on Google, chances are I don't know the answer, so I'm expecting to be given an answer by someone that knows exactly what they're talking about and the thing I'm asking, not some random AI that just makes shit up and hands out false information. That is Google's exact purpose, and if we get complacent with being given randomly generated bullshit and lies, what is the point of using it? When you ask AI a question, it doesn't give you an answer. It gives you a randomly generated answer from multiple different sources. And hey, multiple sources sounds good. I mean, you want multiple opinions on something, right? But these aren't really things you can have an opinion on. Is this a good TV show? Is something that you want multiple opinions from? Because people will say, yes, it's good because of this, or no, it's bad because of this. And you kind of take bits and pieces and you're like, yeah, okay, I can look past that, but that's a bit of a deal breaker. I won't watch the show, or I will watch the show. That's something that you want multiple opinions on. But if you ask a question as simple as, is this actor in this thing, and you get multiple contradictory answers, at best, someone is wrong, and at worst, someone is lying. As you can tell, I'm not the biggest fan of AI, and I strongly advise that you don't use it if you're after a factual answer. I did, however, ask it to write me an outro for this video in order to talk about how shit it is at doing its job. Here's what it came up with. Alright, conclusion? AI is officially useless for explaining Until Dawn. It wouldn't know when to go if it bit it on the algorithm. Guess you still need us fleshy humans for horror. What's the most human moment in the game for you? Comment down below, hit like, hit subscribe if you enjoyed this. This is Kyle Evans, thanks for watching.